Hi guys, welcome back. Today I am going to talk to you about how I prevent myself from caring about what other people think. What other people think about me as a person, what other people think about what I'm doing, anything like that. And this is so important because when we care what other people think, we make decisions that affect our lives based on that. All of us have probably made at least one decision in our life based on what someone else thought that significantly impacted the trajectory of your life. So to prevent that from happening again, I am going to give you a couple of key ways and a couple of different things to think about, help you to shift your perspective so that you can stop caring so much about what other people think. Now, to get started, I want you to think way back to childhood and why we care as humans, especially as women, why we care about what other people think. And to be really clear, I'm talking about other people on the periphery of your life who are not your close family and friends. You should care, of course, you should care what your family thinks of you, of course. You know, I truly care what my mom, my husband, and a couple other family members and friends think, but outside of that, I can't spend my energy caring what other people think of me. And I can tell you that caring about what other people thought about what I was doing prevented me from starting a YouTube channel for quite a long time. I've known for a long time that this is something that I wanted to do as a passion project just for fun because these are things that I like talking about, and I think that YouTube is an amazing platform to reach out to a bunch of people, you know, all over the world. And I really, really love doing this, but I would have started sooner had I not cared about what other people thought. And when you do something like this, people assume that you're doing it for money, for your career, things of that sort. But my intention is really just to be authentic and share things with you and talk to you about things that I think are important. Okay, let's get back on track. So, going back to when you were a child and thinking about why we care so much about what other people think, when you were in school, you were probably graded and given gold stars. And for a lot of us, childhood was hard. You know, like, children are mean. They're really, really mean, and they make fun of anything that they can, even if it's not something that should be made fun of. And I don't know that there's anyone who is immune to that as a child, but this is all what shaped who we are as adults and how we respond to specific situations. So when we're making a decision, and say, I'm going to use myself as an example, like I mentioned with the YouTube channel. When I made the decision to start my YouTube channel, my thought has been, I cannot care what other people think, or else I will not be authentic. We're gonna need to count how many tangents I go on during this video because I want to get back to childhood. That was really the base, you know, getting grades, getting gold stars, being judged for how we performed in school. And then ultimately you go to college. Actually, let's step back. Even before you go to college, you know, you have to ask your parents for permission to do everything. At least most of us did. But you know, you had to ask permission to go to a friend's house. So you're constantly seeking validation as a child because just about everything in your life comes from the approval of an adult. So once we become adults, well, we do shed some of that. We don't shed all of it. And it is just ingrained in us as humans to care what other people think. So what I want to talk about is how to pick whose opinion you care about and what to do about the rest. I cannot stress how important it is to you that you make a decision based on what's best for you and not based on what other people think, because you are not being true to yourself and you're not honoring yourself if your decision is based on what other people think. And again, let's go back to those few key people that you have selected to listen to their opinion. Those are the people who are going to tell you when you're making a bad decision because it's illegal or dumb or it's going to hurt someone else, right? Those are not the types of decisions we're talking about here. I'm talking about following your passion, doing something that you love to do. If you want to go on vacation by yourself and a coworker says, well, that's really dangerous, But if you have the wherewithal to know that you're going to a safe place, you know how to travel by yourself, you take the appropriate measures, then why wouldn't you do it? Because it's something that you want to do. It's something that you're passionate about, something that's going to enhance your life and give you an amazing memory to hold on to. You should absolutely go for it. And it's going to be your family or whoever it is that you choose to confide in, a close friend who says, oh my God, that's amazing. I know that you're going to do everything that you need to do to stay safe and you're going to love it. And I can't wait to hear all about it. So I have a couple mantras that I keep in mind. Of course, I have a mantra for everything, as you're probably learning. And these are probably going to come up again, but I want you to write these down. The first is, what other people think of you is not your business. It is none of your business. What other people think of you is a reflection of them and only them. Other people's, the same goes for you. If someone else asks your opinion, you use your judgment, your thought process, your experiences, your past life events to determine your opinion. And that's how you decide what you're going to tell someone else. And that's exactly what they do for you. But their past experience and everything that goes into that opinion doesn't have anything to do with you at all. So always keep that in mind. What other people think of you is none of your business. The other thing to keep in mind is that if everyone likes you, you're not doing it right. There's no one on this planet who is universally liked by everyone. I mean, there's people who get close. I mean, look at Oprah. She's awesome. But in general, there's no normal everyday person who is liked by every person that they've ever encountered. And like I said, if everybody likes you, you're doing something wrong, because that means that you are adjusting for every different personality that you come across. So first, I want you to think about the last time someone asked you your opinion. And not if it's one of those people who you know that you're one of their chosen people that they're going to trust. So if you and your sister have that relationship, you and your cousin, you and your brother, your best friend, whatever it is, not that person, but take a coworker, take an acquaintance, someone from a group that you attend, something like that. When's the last time someone asked you your opinion? Can you even think of a time that someone asked you your opinion? And it's definitely happened. We know that's happened. I can't think of the last time that someone outside of my circle asked me for my opinion on something that has to do with their life. And that's true for everyone. So when no one else is thinking about you as much as you are. So that's one thing to keep in mind, is that no one else actually cares that much. So even though there may be fleeting judgment, which we all have, that's unfortunately human nature. And someday if I master that, I'll do a video on that too. But, no one actually cares as much as we think they do. And that is kind of harsh, but very true. And again, I have to stress, this does not apply to those people who are super, super close to you, whose opinions you trust. This is everyone else in the periphery of your life. I have a sign up in my office right now at work that says, you can't please everyone, you're not pizza. So keep that in mind when you think about the fact that if everybody likes you, you're doing it wrong. You're not pizza or tacos or wine, whichever you choose. So something else that you can do is do your best to remove sources of negativity in your life. And I talked about this a little bit in a prior video with social media. Curate your social media feed for positivity. It was one of my happiness hacks. I will link that in a card above. But do what you can to keep negativity out of your life. If you have a negative acquaintance, if you can, don't be in the same place as them. And sometimes, as hard as it is, we need to remove ourselves from certain situations, even though there may be two people that you really enjoy and one person that you really don't. That one person is going to have that negative impact that you need to avoid. So do what you can to remove the negativity from your life. And something else is, make sure that you speak your truth. I feel like at 35, I'm just now starting to find my voice, that I can speak up for those who need others to speak up for them or want others to speak up for them. And I really feel like I can go into a situation where I know I don't agree with someone. Politics is a very easy example here that if someone brings up something related to politics that I don't agree with, you know, I'm not just going to nod my head and not say anything. You know, I will actually state in a very compassionate and intentional way what I believe and why. Because if someone else is sharing their opinion with me and I'm not standing up for what I believe in, then I'm not honoring myself. And that is something that's really important to me at this point in my life. Something really easy to do is mind your own business and stop asking other people what they think. You know, we do that without even thinking about it. We say, someone might compliment you and you say, oh, do you like it? That's a whole different video though, how to accept compliments as women. Let me know if you want to see that, because I have done social experiments on this. That was another tangent. Getting back to it. We mindlessly ask people what they think, or even of a specific situation. Oh, what did you think of so-and-so not showing up for work yesterday? What did you, just stop. Like, your thoughts are the most important thing. And think back to the affirmations that I just talked about in my last video, that what you think becomes your reality and what you constantly speak becomes your truth. Be sure that you're doing everything you can to control that rhetoric. And the last thing that I would suggest you do is to do something uncomfortable. Do something, you don't even have to tell anyone that you're doing it, but maybe it's going to be going on that vacation by yourself. Maybe it is starting a YouTube channel for you. Maybe it's writing a poem and publishing it online. Maybe it's taking photos and submitting them to a contest. You don't have to tell anyone you're doing it, though it's always nice to share in the joy with other people. But if you start doing those little uncomfortable things, you're going to be better at not caring about what other people think, because it's going to become your habit. So I also have a couple of posts that I've come across on Instagram recently that I'm going to read to you. So one is from Peaceful Mind, Peaceful Life. And if you are currently in the process of curating your social media feed to suit a positive intentional life, that is a page that I suggest you follow. So this is an Instagram post from them, and what they said is, no matter how you live, someone will be disappointed. So just live your truth and be sure you aren't the one who is disappointed in the end. And I really love that, because this just solidifies and goes back to the fact that all that matters is that you're honoring yourself, and you are going to disappoint yourself, which is not a feeling that any of us want to feel if we are constantly thinking about what other people care about. So the other quote that I have for you, which I really love, it really spoke to me, is, know this: some people will not hear you regardless of how much, how loud, how truthful, how loving, or how profound you speak. Wish them well and let them go. I really love that, and I'm going to end this video on that note. Think about the things that I've said and see what you can do to just take one little thing that you can do to help you to stop caring what other people think. And remember that it's a process. You're not going to wake up tomorrow and immediately stop caring. You're going to encounter one situation where you can apply one thing that I've talked about, or that you've heard, or that you've read, and from that you will be able to start with that one situation, and then 2 situations, and then 3 situations, and then you'll get good at it. I don't know that there's a such thing as perfection and not caring what other people think, but anything that we do to stop caring as much as we do about the people who don't matter to us, about what the people who don't matter to us think, is going to enhance your life in immeasurable ways. Also, before I forget, I'm going to link a really good book down below. It's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. Available on Amazon. I'm going to link it for you. Check it out. If you listen to books that sound audible, listen to it, read it. It's really, really good, really, really insightful, and talks a lot more in depth on this subject, and I highly recommend it for anyone who wants to explore this further. So thank you again for spending your time with me. I hope that you got something valuable out of it, and if you did, please let me know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe before you leave. Thank you.